Mm.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a cup of self-empowerment to trust, heal, and be thyself. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome a very special lady into our cuppa house today. Oh, this is going to be a fun cuppa. I can really feel it. I can really feel this coming in. And for those of you who don't know who my special guest is today, this is Louise Vernon. And Nancy's connecting with us over a cuppa from the US today. So welcome, Nancy. Welcome to our cuppa.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, an absolute pleasure, an absolute pleasure. And for those of you who have not had the honor to meet Nancy, let me just give you a little bit of background info on Nancy and who she is and what she does. Nancy Louise Vernon was born and raised in the newspaper printing business, naturally a career in graphic design and photography in New Jersey, Philadelphia, and Atlantic City, as well as in direct sales, which led her to a career in cosmetology. Following her blood family to Port St Lucie, Florida, led Nancy to her new spiritual family, who all wanted to move to the mountains in Franklin to open a retreat center at Rose Creek. After working hard, times changed, and as Nancy had nursing her on her career agenda, she needed to move back to Florida to take care of family business for about 1.5 years in Cocoya. Nancy has always been a little extra tuned into the animals, especially kitties, since childhood. When she arrived at the Akashic Academy in 2017 and met so many new and forever friends and spiritual family members, as together they learned to read the Akashic Records, this was so meant to be for her. Nancy chose to guide her abilities to reading and assisting animals that owners are having challenges with medically, behaviorally, eating, or matching up to existing family members, and much more. And she has helped many, many people and many families and continues to do so. Nancy also works in rescue, mainly for kittens, by healing, nurturing, and preparing them for their future humans to bond with, to let them know that, they are safe and kind too. And we're going to take care of them as well. So she supports them emotionally and spiritually. Nancy is a crystal toting tree hugger. She honors her crystal energy as she does her foster kitties. And she's a real mountain woman now at heart, with a touch of Jersey still available when needed. So welcome, Nancy. Wow, that is just a spectrum of color which is going on in there. We've got the cats joining in with whoever, so that's
Precious
great.
had to show up for
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
no, it's great. We like cat energy, definitely. Yeah. So Nancy, let me ask you, how did you start on your journey to trust thyself?
Oh man, to trust. I believe, what it was more and more, like even just a moment today where when last couple of days I had a little issue going on with my car
Mm,
and there was some oil dripping and I found
okay.
the spot in the driveway and it's like,
Mm,
wait a minute, this isn't from one of the work trucks. I think this is from my car. So I moved it around, checked in. Anyway, I truly felt I knew what was wrong, but
mm-hmm,
I couldn't fix it.
mm-hmm.
It was going to have to go in the lift and be done by a mechanic. And it
Yeah.
was just a screw need to be tightened. I knew it
Okay.
was simple.
Okay.
And that's what went on this morning. I got it over there. And of course, they're leaving it running on the thing. And I'm like, guys, we got it. You got it. Okay. You tighten the screw. You overdid, you did more than you needed. It just needed the screw tightened. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Their filter got loose. So it's just a matter of feeling it and knowing and watching the return. And it's like, see, you did know. And now, of course, I never walked into a mechanic before and said, I'm a psychic medium and I know exactly what's wrong with my car. And here's, no, I never,
No, I don't think they would have. I think they might have looked at you a
anything
bit
like that.
gobsmacked, the jaw hanging down, like, okay, all right.
So this is only the second time I'm meeting these guys. They did some work on my car prior. But anyway, so it was like, yeah, we're just gonna, they'll just think I'm an impatient person. That's all. And it was like, really, really, she's good. She's good. I'll keep an eye on her when I get home. So it's always been like even in high school, I remember I would guess people's astrology
Oh,
signs
wow.
and would go to the library and do and look up man, myth, and magic books and do reports and stuff on it. So I was just always kind of interested and
Wow.
always looking for crystals. Since I was a little kid, I heard in Cape May, New Jersey, they call it Cape May diamonds. And actually, I'm really not sure why, because
Okay.
I never found any diamonds. But anyway, but I was always looking for them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So
So
this
just
trust has
always,
basically just always been there with you. You've always
yeah.
had that. That's really great because a lot of us have issues and have difficulty trusting ourselves. So it's great that you've always been connected to it and honoring it. So that's actually really awesome and
And
quite
always
rare,
calling and
actually. I'm going to be
asking.
really honest, that's quite rare because a lot of us are like second guessing this the whole time. So that's impressive, I must admit, definitely. Yeah. So how did this trust in, obviously you've had a very wide and colorful career in different sectors.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing. And how come you're now like doing the whole healing journey, and healing thyself and healing like others as well, for particularly your kitties?
About time. I
Yeah.
mean, because my energy has been spread out to so many for so long,
Yeah.
from 17 years in hairdressing. I mean,
Mm.
I had so many clients would only come to me because they only trusted me to touch their crown chakra.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but I get that.
Right.
Get that totally. Yeah.
Yes. And I mean, they would bring, I would go to Atlanta every 6 weeks, and I had like a whole group. It was like all the hairdressers in Atlanta, and you need to bring me over from Franklin. But that they trusted me, and
Wow.
that trust mattered. So between that, and then I went right from that into nursing.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Oh, yeah. You're
and
giving,
then from that to the animals, all the energy into the animals. So I am working very dutifully on, especially this year and now,
yeah.
self first, heal and take care of me. Then I can serve others.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's taken some time to get to that, because it's much easier to me. It's much easier to give than receive.
Of course it is. I think that's for all of us that easier. That
Yes,
way we know we
and
always
that
want to
biggest
help the others, and it's like, I'll be
blessing.
fine, I'll do me later kind of thing. I've got
Mhm.
time later, but that time doesn't just generally come. And usually we forget, and usually by that point we're too depleted, and we're like, okay, I'll just, do that tomorrow. I'll put it on my agenda again for tomorrow. And then it just keeps putting stuff down and pushed away. So, you mentioned in your bio that it was the Akashic Records was really when you like had that moment like, okay, I'm going to really show up. I want to show up for animals. I want to show up for cats. I really want to intertwine that. But you said just before that you're a psychic medium in that. So you obviously have been doing this kind of work for many, many years.
Well, the other, I guess the Akashic Academy is where it really, everything really came together, because also I was being asked. It's like, what clairs are on? And it's
Yeah.
like, what clairs are on?
Mm-hmm.
And, just never really realizing, because I wasn't asked.
No. And for
I
you, it
started,
was normal.
right.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what do you mean you didn't hear that? It was like, no, Nance, only dogs heard that. And it's
Oh, wow.
it's always kind of been that, or if that my scent of smell has always been very strong. My hearing has always been extra,
Mm.
and it's just how I've always been.
Yeah.
And I never thought it's just how I am, and not thinking it's a Claire and
Yeah. Yeah.
on, you know. So with the academy, what was so beautiful, because everybody, you first learn how to read humans
Yeah.
and your friends and so on like that. And it was like, wait a minute, I realized they got humans covered. What we don't have covered is we need to tap in deeper over here,
Yeah.
because, and mainly I pick cats to work with the most because they're the most misunderstood. They're
Oh,
they're just the most misunderstood. Anything in the pet category, because also, I mean, they haven't been a part of the pet community anywhere near as long as dogs and other things,
true. Yeah.
and they are more naturally prepared to be in the wild at any time of their
And they're
life.
more independent as well, aren't they?
Yes,
Mm.
and to understand that independence, to understand that the moves of the wildcat is so similar to your house cat. and to also respect that, but understand the energy. They're in and out of realms all the time.
I bet.
And when you have that right connection, which I love doing, is connecting the human and animal together. And
Oh,
that pairing is such a bond that it will be like no other. It'll be like,
wow.
because you're connect on so many levels, and you'll be able to really see what they have to share with us. And it's so incredible. It
That's
really is.
that's just fascinating. So how, can you like maybe give us an example how you connect like a cat with their chosen or the chosen human in the cat? Or
It
is it,
is
I mean, I'm sure it's completely individual for every cat, but do you have like a ceremony that you might do,
well,
or how does it all
it's
roll?
a feeling. It's a feeling.
Mm,
And or okay, round one. Okay. Here's the first thing I would tell somebody. They're going into the Humane Society, and their life is open to a kitty. Okay.
mm,
So round one, you're open. Let's say you have no animals at home. You just got your first place and you're ready.
yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's round one. Now, as you open yourself up and you walk around, watch the kitties. Watch how they act. Are they coming forward?
Mm-hmm.
Are they coming up to greet you, or are they staying in the corner?
Okay.
Okay, so that's
Mhm.
answer number one. They already know the plan if you just follow along.
Wow. So they're leading the way
Okay.
basically.
And back when, because I did like 4 or 5 years at the Volunteer and Humane Society.
Mm-hmm.
Now, being new, working in there in between humans and the animals, I would go in, they want to see this kitty, and I go reaching in, boy, this kitty's not coming out,
Yeah, it's probably edging back in the corner, putting his things
Oh
and going
man,
like that.
and
Yeah.
it's not gonna, and if you watch that play out, it's not gonna happen.
No, of course not.
It's not gonna happen. I don't care how much you think you're in love with it, this is not a connection. So
Okay.
round one is listen and pay
Mm-hmm.
attention.
Mm-hmm.
And they will first come up to greet you, and that's round one.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, allowing just spending that few minutes time
Yeah.
and let them come to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the beginning of the gigantic bond. But they'll do the work for you if you just back off and pay attention.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot that the cats will go to who they feel called to go to, and it's really interesting because the neighborhood where we live, we haven't got any pets, but since last year, there's like two neighborhood cats, and we know who they belong to and stuff like that. And I think everyone knows them in the neighborhood, but they're constantly like coming to us the whole time. And like, I think they just feel safe with us, and and the boys love it. And they're really
Yeah.
going up and cuddling the boys. And it's like having a cat, but not having a cat kind of thing. So, yeah.
And same thing, I have the same thing with my neighbors.
Mm,
They're new at cats, and
yeah.
she has a friend there, and he keeps bringing home new babies. And they have a dog door. They go in
Oh,
and out, and of course, they head this direction most
yeah.
of the time.
Yeah.
Better food over here,
Yeah.
um, and of course, or they want to move in,
Yeah.
and I have to let them know, that the rules are set. I'm kind of maxed out here, but I'll give you some pets on the head, and when I have some extra, I will certainly share it. Uh,
Exactly. Yeah. That's how we do
Some
it.
kids like, oh my God, if you feed them, then it takes way more than that to make them
Oh
yours.
yeah, definitely.
Okay,
They're so independent cats, they've definitely got their own character
they got
without
their
doubt.
plan, and
Mm-hmm.
some cats will leave
Mm-hmm.
and move on to the next place because it is not a match. Unlike a dog who will stay, even God forbid if the owner it
Yeah.
mistreats them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a cat will not. A cat will
Mm-hmm.
find a way out and be out of there. And some cats just have, just like us, they have a plan too on
Yeah.
what they came in to do. So they may be, 4 years over here and 3 more years over here, and they have different service and
Yeah, I
different.
guess so as well. I thought, they have their, kind of like their missions that they have to.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And there's times where people, the cat gets out and is never to be seen again. And I
Mm-hmm.
had actually an incident with this happen recently where I got caught a little bit, where the cat got out
Mm-hmm.
I tried to help and I tapped in,
Mm-hmm.
and Kitty said, I'm crossed over, I'm gone.
Oh, whoa.
They won't find me. To have them not look for me, they won't find me.
Oh.
Okay. Now that is actually not unusual, which is
Mhm.
why I don't really like to do lost kitties.
Yeah,
Because 90% of the time
that's
they're gone.
upsetting. Yeah.
And that's something too where, that's something I've had to learn to share with others.
Mm,
When you go to do anything like that with lost pets,
mm-hmm.
the very first thing you ask them when you go to tap in, are you still on this 3D earth,
Yeah.
your form?
Mm.
Because I've had many very long conversations and I've gone out hunting for these kitties. They show me where they are, they show me everything, and it was their last vision. And
Oh,
they're gone, they're crossed over. But see, the energy's still strong.
yeah.
It's just as strong as if, because there's really no difference.
Mm-hmm.
We just can't see that difference in this
Yeah.
moment. So
Yeah.
that is rule number one. If you're looking to help somebody with that, is ask, are you still in the 3D form on this earth or
Okay.
not?
Wow. That's
And
incredible.
that is a good way to get the first answer.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I guess you have a lot of people coming to you for such things then.
I do. And well, the beautiful thing that I could really, really help the most with the Akashic Records, because I've had this
Mm,
happen in my house, where different things like we've had a lot of urinary tract issues,
okay.
and especially with cats, and this can cause death if it's
Mm-hmm.
not taken care of properly.
Yeah.
If you back up in time, and you have to go back to food, it's
Oh.
the food and the moisture in the food, because a natural cat's diet is full of moisture from eating a bunny or whatever. That's where they get their moisture.
Mm-hmm.
Dry food is not a normal diet. And
Okay.
all of us have we got tricked into it for many years. We spent a lot of money on the dry food we thought was so good.
Yeah.
And actually, it's really causing a lot of urinary tract issues.
Oh.
So I'm at the point now where like basically 90% of the eating in my house is all canned wet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it wet food? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very on. The only dry I give out is a small amount, and it's because I have to.
Yeah.
Because I have one little one who that's the only way he'll eat his canned is if I put some dry
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
But and it's through these moments, or they may have allergies to some foods, like say if they have a chicken allergy or a fish
Mm.
allergy, and you're having a hard time finding out, and the doctor's throwing stuff at it and nothing's
Oh,
working, where I can tap in and ask, okay, does this digest properly in your system? Does this digest? And go down the line and find you, give you back and say, here's what you go get.
oh wow.
And then, I mean, do you know what a wonderful gift that is?
That's just awesome. Yeah.
When you're going through all this stuff with the doctors and they're not finding the answers because they're not looking where I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Well,
finding
they
out.
haven't got that communication going on like you have. They
So
haven't
that's
got
why I
it's
got
coming
so,
from the cat's mouth, basically, isn't
yes,
it? Yeah.
yeah, because now we're getting down and dirty. And like one friend's cat, chicken liver.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how much chicken liver is all over cat food to find. So I had to dig in and find cat foods that didn't have chicken liver to even
Of
have
course,
it
you're
in his
offering that as
mouth.
well. You're doing all the research so you can help the people too. Oh.
And then I'd be able to come down and say, okay, so give me some lists of foods you're giving them, and let's see,
Mm.
do any of these qualify? Do these digest properly? Do they irritate your belly? And going through all the
Well,
things
that's
to
so nice that you
really,
can
really
have that
process.
conversation. That's just
Yeah.
incredible. That's so
So
special.
that's what I prefer to use my records for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of took my breath away a little bit there. I'm just letting that one digest because that's just really,
I'm
yeah.
getting ready to read a horse too. I'm going to do. I've never done that before.
Okay.
Um, it's a light reading. It's not a real intense one or anything like that. But
Okay.
I've never read a horse before, so
Wow.
this is going to be very interesting.
Oh, definitely. I reckon it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, so that's going to be cool.
Oh, I
It's
can't wait to hear
definitely
about
going to be
that.
a
That's going to be,
record, that's
oh,
for sure.
wow.
It's
Yeah,
funny
because
when
at the
I
end of
go
the
in.
day, they're spirit as well. They're spirit soul, and
That's
they're in
right.
their meat suit as well here, doing what they need to do.
Yep. And
Yeah,
they have an intense bond, just period, with their humans on another level. So she has other level questions that she wants to be able to serve her relationship even more. And maybe why do you do this?
yeah.
Kind of questions. And so I'm able to get those answers for her and tap in and get it.
And that all for the Akashic Records. That's awesome.
Yeah. I
That's so
mean,
cool. Yeah.
it is. It's a blast to be able to serve and get those answers, because I have so many that are doing so much better and able to get off the medicines and
Oh, that's important too. Yeah,
oh
yeah.
man, and just all through food, through proper food.
Yeah. Because we tend to, when with the Akashic Records, we automatically think, okay, we'll just do, humans. I mean, we know we can do places, locations, our houses, we know we can do all that, but we're just automatically always kind of go to the humans. So
And I figured, well, everybody else has the humans covered. I'll go over here.
no, good on you. I think that's awesome. I really do.
Yeah.
So when would you say, obviously you've done all this healing work for yourself because you needed to, call back and look after your energy as well. And you share that now with the animal realm, which is lovely, especially with the kitties. Um, when would you say was the moment where you really said, okay, I suppose it's when the Akashic Academy, really, when you said, okay, this is me, this is what I'm going to do, this is where I'm going to show up and say, hey, I'm Nancy and I do this and I'm helping people do that and I'm standing in it, I'm sovereign winner, and I don't care what anyone thinks because this is who I am and I love and accept myself exactly as I am, kind of thing.
Well, that's a process.
Yeah, it always
First,
is. It's always an ongoing one. But when would you say was the shifting moment where you're like, okay, I'm going to work on this and I'm actually going to start putting my feet down and saying, this is who I am?
for me, more than anything, is the universe starts lining up clients.
Uh-huh.
And when the clients keep coming in and they're animals, and
Yeah.
then and of course, especially when it's Nance, Kitty's in trouble, this so and so is happening, and there are moments you just stop what you're doing and go in, because there's all kinds of different emergency moments.
Of course. Yeah.
Uh, and this is where I stop and go. So you don't have time for your ego to get involved and say, this is what you're doing. No, you just do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you keep repeatedly do it, then you realize that there's a program, there's a cycle going on here.
Yeah.
And then people start to give you that name, Nancy's the cat lady, or
Yeah.
something like that. So it just starts on flowing before I even get close to acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start to say, yeah, this is what I do. This is what I do.
Okay. It is. It's being divinely orchestrated for you.
It is.
Yeah. Oh. So how would you like to encourage our viewers today, on their own personal journey of trusting and healing and being themselves, regardless of what, where they are on their own journey, if they're beginning, if they're specializing in anything, what would you say from your personal experience would you like to share with our viewers today?
Probably one of the most beautiful moments. And it's something that when things get real busy and crazy,
Mm,
again, we sidetrack ourselves. But even I heard a friend of mine one day say, 10 minutes. Give yourself 10
okay.
minutes.
Yeah.
So 10 minutes in the morning, maybe 10 minutes late in the afternoon or early evening.
Yeah.
Just 10 minutes.
Yes.
Go be quiet. Either lay down
Mm-hmm.
and be quiet, go sit in the grass. That's even better if you can. And go
Yeah.
sit outside.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my favorite things sometimes, is rolling in the grass with the kitties.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
just playing in the grass.
Yeah.
And but more than anything, just be quiet and
Mm,
listen. And that's when the messages will start coming through. and you'll see, how do I receive mine? One of the ways that I get a lot of messages through music. I'll get a song repeated in my head like every day until I get the message.
I get that as well.
I get movie scenes sometimes too, different movies come up. But I tell you, the songs will come up the most and
Yeah.
be repeated
Well, it might
over
not
and
even
over.
be in your own mind. Sometimes it can happen that you go in the car and you put the radio on and suddenly, boom, something's coming on the radio, which is really just speaking to your soul.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a message in there.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's just a matter of even like putting on YouTube and letting the song play out, or looking at the words. And it's like,
Uh-huh.
oh, I didn't know that's what that said.
Yeah, that's a good point. Mm-hmm.
This David Bowie song. Right now, I keep having the monkeys.
We have the monkeys.
Hey, we're the monkeys. I don't know why, but that one keeps popping up at least once a day. So I got to work on that, because that's really, we're a good couple weeks into that now, and I got to see what the monkeys. I mean, I know somebody just crossed over, and that sometimes too. We
Okay.
also have to remember, just because they were like big stars or something when they were on Earth, doesn't mean they're not contacting you to be
Yeah.
a distance. So, it could be Mickey trying to contact me with a message, but I have not sat still to find out yet.
Okay, so you need to give yourself your 10 minutes, don't you?
That's right. I need Yes. Mickey, do you have a message for me? Because
Yeah.
it's an adorable song, but really?
You've had it enough, yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, that's one of the ones right now that have been lately that's interesting.
Yeah, definitely. That is an interesting song to come through. Yeah.
So even just to take a few moments like that, just to be quiet, even be quiet, finding a favorite crystal,
Hmm.
but that 10 minutes, everybody's got 10 minutes.
Yeah, we can all
Yeah.
make 10 minutes, definitely.
Leave the phone, turn stuff 10 minutes, give yourself
Exactly. Instead of scrolling that 10 minutes on your phone or whatever,
just
put it
have
aside and give yourself that 10 minutes. Discipline at the end of the day, isn't it? It's
twice a
self-discipline.
day, twice a day, 10 and 10.
Well, you had everybody what Nancy said, just what we're gonna do. 10 minutes twice a day. Starting from today onwards.
Yes. Give yourself that gift.
So depending if it's morning, evening, or
Nope.
afternoon, you might have
No, it
one
doesn't.
today. You don't know. You might have two.
That's right.
Oh, so how can you personally, obviously, you help with the animals. How else do you offer? What other services do you offer? How do you support your clients?
Well, the other thing I do too is, oh man, like 25 years ago, basically, when I first moved up to the mountains,
Mm-hmm.
because this area I'm in is very eclectic.
Mm-hmm.
And we have very, very wonderful people moving through. Someone introduced us at that time to colloidal silver. Okay.
Okay.
They came in with their own machine. They turned us on to how to make it, and we were all able to get it made. So we all had a personal quart bottle. And I mean, I traveled and kept that thing to the last sacred little bit in the bottle. And
Okay.
more than anything, with that colloidal silver, healed a lot of animal wounds.
Mm.
Because one of the wonderful things about that too is, when when cats especially are outside, they come and go outside, they're going to come home with some injuries.
Oh yeah. They're gonna get in fights as well.
Yes. It just, stuff happens.
Mm.
And when you go to use like peroxide or anything like that on them, it burns so bad.
Oh.
And colloidal silver is such a natural antibiotic
Mm-hmm.
that when you pour it on there, it just starts to heal immediately.
Wow.
And this is for humans, all levels. It at lower levels, at like 10 ppms, it goes in the eyes,
Oh, whoa,
like
okay.
on herpes. Oh yeah, we use it. We're big users in the house.
Okay.
I have to use it on my cat, on her nose and in her eyes when she has an inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
He um and just the other thing that I've had to set up too is, when cats get feline respiratory, that is a biggie, and it travels like wildfire. So
Okay.
like say if a mama cat has it, the kittens will get it. The
Oh,
eyes, see if the eyes get all infected, the lungs get all infected. If this isn't treated, they can lose their eyes.
oh goodness.
So you take the moistened colloidal silver and then you put them inside a hard carrier.
Mm-hmm.
Take one of our nebulizers, a human nebulizer,
Mm-hmm.
put colloidal silver in there, cover the unit, and give them a treatment a couple times a day. You'll have it healed in a couple days.
Wow.
Again, without the meds, without all the
Exactly, without the trip to the vet and all that extra stress for the cat. Yeah.
right.
And
So
also,
now
the
what
extra
I
stress
do,
on your money, on your
yes, and
purse as
every
well.
cats just don't like to be in the car. I
No,
mean, maybe there's 5% out there that like car rides, but they
no.
really don't.
I
And
think they don't want to be contained in a cage in the
yeah,
car while they're going to the
the
vet
whole thing
either.
about it. So if you can avoid all that, so what I've done is traveled to houses. I have a setup where I can bring it over there, set
Oh
them
wow.
and get the treatments going. And what I do too is, so because I'm me and I love my crystals and all too, I
Yeah.
do build a crystal grid around my colloidal silver machines. So
Ah,
while they're brewing, I intensify the air energy to what I'm specifically doing at the time. Like say
okay.
it's a request for, say friends cats having trouble with kidneys. So
Mm-hmm.
the crystals toward kidney healing.
Yes.
And so it's already, no matter what, it's just great colloidal silver, but it's intensified with lots of rose quartz and things like that.
Oh, that's so
So each
cool.
one, then I take a picture of the grid so I remember the grid so I can do it the next time when I run out. And boy, I'm due. I got to get bro in
Yeah,
because
I
I
can
might as
imagine.
well.
That's awesome. You're like Dr. Doolittle for cats
It has
with special
expanded.
powers of the Akash.
Yes. And I mean, and the need because it just got required. So I just went there and said, hey, I learned this there, so why not be able to,
Yeah,
I can do this. And it's been beautiful. And then you find out when I lower this, it's easier on the eye and it gets the job done. So
it's just amazing. That's just so amazing. You really are like a little. I think you need like a little cat ambulance where you're driving around with your little catmobile, you know?
I'm telling you, that's next, right?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I like the sound of that. Oh, so how can
Uh-oh.
people, so
That
if
made me
like people
like
are saying like, I need Nancy's medicine, I need to reach out to Nancy, how can they contact you? How can our viewers contact you?
the easiest way is right through Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Just DM me
Mm-hmm.
and I'll get you connected. I have my other page up, but I haven't put the work into it for some
Yeah.
reason. I just have the hardest time with stuff I'm
Well, you're
creating.
on call a lot of the time, so you're kind of like you get a message and you're off, and you've got to drop
Yeah,
it the whole
so it
time.
really everybody always finds me.
Mm.
They
It's
always
like
find me.
Nancy
So that
Louise, isn't it? You're under Nancy Louise on Facebook. Yeah.
yes, I am.
Oh.
And
Oh.
I'll get back to you and start sending help, whatever. And the other thing that's nice too is I'm able to, through sending a picture, to do clearing energy through Reiki and get the energy moving
Yeah.
right away. So
Yeah.
anybody that I start working on, I generally will do that like at night and maybe in the morning too. Send them some
Mhm.
extra clearing energy. And cats, again, they're so open um to the work. And the very cool thing to do too is I always tell people, if I have a chance that I'm about to do work on them, it's like watch your cat while
Oh.
I'm working on them, because you will see all the movement of the cat while I'm sending the energy from here. It's
Wow.
just it's like, I don't know how you probably wouldn't be a believer after seeing, because you'll see an emotion.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then when I meet them, face to face, of course they know me already
Of course
because
they do.
they've
Yeah. They've
so
felt you. You've
yeah,
worked with them. They know and trust you already.
yeah,
The bond's already been made. You're already family for them.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's so cool. So there's so many ways like that as you're working on your Reiki energy. And the thing of it is too, another thing with a cat too is learning how, if your energy is super strong, I'm a fire. I'm lots of fire.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to be careful at times. If some animals are older, I
Yeah.
need to back up. And
Okay.
and dogs will let you know too, but I've also had dogs walk away.
Really?
Yeah. And go like, no, thanks. You know,
At
thanks
least
anyway.
they tell you that as well.
Well, they'll if they get up and walk away, they've had
Well, you'd
enough.
know from walking away, but you get that added message come through the cash, then you know.
But
Like,
it's
Nancy, can you
great
turn
too
it
with the
down a little
cat.
bit?
It's like, okay, how close can I get? And,
Mm,
to feel the energy where the blockages are, where the wound is,
yeah.
what's going on, and just you can see all that play out with them just across the room. So
I've
there's
got
just so many ways.
I've got a quick question. It's
Okay.
just dropped in, so I'm going to ask it. We all know, well, it's always been said that cats have got many lives, and we all know with the Akash we can go into past lives. So, do you like sometimes see the past lives of your kitties?
I would say that over 90% of the time, I'm so involved in the present
That's what I was thinking.
and
Yeah,
the future that
you don't need to
I
know
don't
what
even
happened
have a
before; it's
chance.
irrelevant. The present moment's
Yeah,
irrelevant.
it's not even an opportunity
No,
to go back
well, no,
or
because
in the
you're
future.
working in real time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all now. It's forward. It's what's going on around, what's
Mm-hmm.
bothering you outside, who's
Mm-hmm.
showing up. Um, yeah. So I never get a chance to.
No, of course not, because the priority is to make sure they're finding the present moment. But I just wanted to ask because we all like we hear our cats have got nine
Yeah.
lives or whatever, and I just thought we'll just see, we'll just see. But it makes sense. Of course, you're not going to have time unless maybe a cat is troublesome and you need to look back about something. But usually, as you
See, but
say,
again, that's us. That as humans, we're the ones holding on to stuff back in time.
that's true. They probably just let it wash off their backs.
There's so much when you tap in, there's so much else going on that
Wow.
it's kind of like you don't get bored, so you're not looking for another place to go
Yeah.
because they're giving you so much to work with. Yeah,
Yeah. And probably they've done a lot of self-healing as well because, they're magical little things themselves.
they are.
Yeah. Wow. This has been really interesting. I knew this was going to be a fun one and really cool. It's a real different spin and I love it. I really do. So thank you so much, Nancy, for your time today. And your kitties have been good. We've only saw one like tail come by, or the rest are like they're being very good for mama cat mama. So
Precious just came up to just give a hey.
yeah, hey, we're here, but we
Here.
understand we're being talked about and not talking to right now.
Yep.
So, well,
He is my
thank you
house
so
cat.
much. And thank you for everyone who's been watching today. And as I said before, reach out to Nancy, Nancy Louise on Facebook, and she'd be more than delighted to help you and work with you together. And yeah, she's your lady if you want medicine for your cat. So yeah. Have a beautiful evening, day, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world. And we look forward to catching up with another couple of self-empowerments very, very soon. And thank you, Nancy, so much for your magic and sharing that with us today. So bye-bye, everybody.
Bye bye.